entertaining as was the first game. So yeah, here we go. Game number 2. Alrighty then, at the bottom left position as the blue Zerg, we will have Slayer. At the top left as the purple Terran, we will have Deus.
I'm actually going to take a fast look at the map, trying to see if there's anything quite interesting that you can do. I mean, I think that this high ground that you have close to your main might be abusable by something like, for example, drops. But apart from that, I don't see that much in terms of TVZ at least.
Yeah, I mean, so the main, for anyone who doesn't know Neo Medusa, sorry, let me just, I think I got my, my overlay slightly backward. Just give me 1 second. I know people are probably yelling at me in the chat already. Okay, I think we're good now. So, the main feature of Medusa is this back temple that we were talking about earlier. So there's 2 mineral fields here. So if you can trick a worker unit through by pushing it through the minerals, or you can also push units through minerals as well. Or you can actually kill these temples, but you need to use units with splash damage because there are, I believe, 10 temples stacked on top of each other here. So you can't just kill it with regular units, it would take way too long. So the thing to look out for is like siege tanks or lurkers. Killing this like early lurker cheese is a big danger on this map. And of course that leads to a protected sort of small mineral only. I guess it's kind of like Electric Circuit for those of you who, you know, started following the scene more recently. It's kind of like Electric Circuit in that regard. It's like a 3-player Electric Circuit.
One thing that I'd like to mention though, that this thing about pushing units or even like a scouting probe or something like that through those minerals is actually a lot harder than it looks.
Yes.
Because the main problem with it is that when you actually try to spam through the temple, it's not just spamming like past it. You actually have to aim at a different diagonal where the probe is bugging out. So it's, yeah, so every time that the probe or the drone or something like that bags out, you have to kind of try to find where it's gonna bag out before it does it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that takes a lot of experience. It's not something very easy to do. I tried it last, like I tried actually in TLC, and it failed so badly that I just like said, okay, never mind, I'm doing normal builds.
Nice.
Because I wasn't able to do it at all. So it's not easy. It's definitely hard.
Okay, sorry, in the meantime, I'm pretty sure we had an 8-rack start, just like last game, and he's actually got a second barracks here that has been scouted as well, so we have a really severe reaction here from Slayer, pulling 6 drones off the line so early. Like, there's no way a Marine could even be close to his base. Well, I guess if the first Marine ran there, it would probably hit the base right now, but, like, he pulled these drones really, really early, lost a lot of mining time for that, but I guess just does not want a repeat of last game where he got bunker rushed. And lost quite a bit.
I don't know what Deus is doing. He lifted his barracks, he's trying to reposition them, but the problem with that is that... Yeah, what? Exactly, the Zerglings. Look at the Zerglings. There's 3 Marines. Ooh, I mean, that's risky. I understand that, for example, Slayer is being cautious, so that's okay. But that would be quite risky in a normal game where you... or not sure what the hell's going on.
That is so weird. I mean, I guess he scouted like all those drones coming off, so he figured that this time there would be such a, you know, this time there was no chance of that working. But I don't know. To be honest, I'm gonna say this is sort of suboptimal play from both players. Really, it's kind of weird not to attack with that 2 barracks, and it's also kind of a little bit too much to pull so many drones that early.
I mean, the biggest problem really was that if those 6 Zerglings would actually go directly to Deus' base and he lifted the barracks, that's pretty much it. You're dead.
Yeah, yeah. It's just kind of like luck slash weird, I don't know, mind games maybe from both players. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, after the last game, I wouldn't be surprised if those are actually mind games.
All's well that ends well, I suppose. I wonder, I think Deus actually probably comes out ahead here because he forced a Sunken and 6 Lings, and he only made 3 Marines. Like, yeah, he made the 8 racks in the second barracks, but his command center is going to finish now, and so I think he should be okay still.
Yeah, I would say that the game is relatively even. I would give a very small advantage to the Terran, but only if he decks right now. But unfortunately, his gas is actually a little bit, actually only mining with 1 SCV, so.
Yep, looks like has not put 2 more in there. Maybe he just forgot because he's actually microing some Marines here at the front. I'm gonna kill a couple of these Lings. He's actually being super safe here with the bunker. Maybe he, actually, I think this is quite good because after the initial SCV got pushed back, he didn't really have any scouting information, and Slayer could have potentially been like, oh, I've already made these 6 Lings, I might as well just make a whole bunch more Lings and just, you know, Ling all in him, especially since he cheesed me last game, kind of. But instead, we're going to have the Marines attacking now, a few more Sunkens being made. Of course, he did take this back mineral only with his 3rd hatch. Zerg basically gets this for free in this matchup, that free few extra minerals, which is quite nice for them, although obviously Terran can make use of it with a 3rd command center as well.
The only problem that I see for the Zerg is that in this matchup, I think Zerg is a little bit more dependent on the gas, especially if you go bio as a Terran. So yeah, the mineral only for the Terran is very good. For the Zerg, it's meh. It's okay, but I mean, the problem is how do you get your 3rd gas, right? Yeah, for sure. You definitely have to move out. I think the main thing is like you shouldn't. Basically, you can't think of this mineral only as an extra base. You just have to think of it as if it was your regular 3rd hatchery and still try and, you know, aggressively get a 3rd base. Because that can mislead a lot of, you know, inexperienced players thinking, oh, well, I have this extra mineral base already, you know, I don't need to expand that much. Actually, it doesn't help you that much, as you said. That's a lot of Sunkens, by the way. Although, okay, there are 2 ways to actually go around this. You can treat it like a macro hatch, basically, and then you add some drones. That's one. The other thing, and this is the one that I've seen that I really love from Zergs, is that they go crazy Zerg. Yeah, because if you do have a mineral like this that you can defend at least from the beginning very early easily, if you go for upgraded Zerglings and just a few lurkers without mutas, or you have to skip one, right? You either skip mutas or you skip lurkers. Yeah. So in this case, I would actually skip mutas because of the the temples that you mentioned. Okay.
Is it still crazy Zerg if you skip mutas though?
It's not no, not exactly. I mean, the idea is basically what I'm trying to say is that you skip one of the gas decks.
I know what you mean. I know what you're trying to say though. I mean, it's like you can skip one or the other, rush for the hive, and that's actually a really interesting idea. That also makes me very happy because I love crazy Zerg.
And dude, there's another thing that most people would never think about, and this is one of my favorite moves. Now I remember that I've seen it. It is if you go without mutas and you go lurkers and you go crazy red Zerg after that, what you do is you allow the turn to continue as you see right now, and then you break your own temples with lurkers and you break their temples. They never see it coming.
Oh my god, that's actually amazing. That's actually a really good idea. Yeah, I can see how that works because like the pathing means you could actually, like if they were containing really far forward, you could just walk behind the contain and they wouldn't even see it. In the meantime, the mutas though have come out and killed the few Marines that were standing in the front. I like that this time Deus is scouting really well, and basically had a Marine at the bottom right, has an SCV here at the top right main. So he knows that there's no additional expansion on the map. I mean, it could potentially be at the 9 o'clock, but that's a much more dangerous space to take for the Zerg, obviously being closer to the Terran. So he's checked the bases where there would likely be an expansion and doesn't see anything yet.
And again, building a depot. But the thing that I really think is good is that it's actually quite easy to scout for bases on this map. Yeah. So it's a lot easier because there's basically less bases. So
yeah, that's fair enough. Meanwhile, these mutas flew in, took a lot of turret shots, but I don't think any of them died. Gonna try and micro down a depot, but not quite gonna get it. And looks like a drone making its way down to the bottom right is actually going to build the hatchery now. Is this SCV going to come see it? No, actually, the Marine that was there actually left. I'm not sure why that Marine left. Maybe it was chasing a drone automatically or something, but it's no longer providing vision to Dea, so he's not aware that that base has actually started.
I'm trying to look because we see already the hive. And do we see the hydroden? Yes, there is hydroden. Okay, so lurkers. But this is a very early hive.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not extremely like it's for Korean level that would be kind of standard, but you know, maybe we are giving a little bit too much crap to these players, especially considering that Slayer has been able to keep up with everything that's going on.
To be fair, I'm actually, you know, reasonable. I'm, you know, even though we've been criticizing them and stuff, I do appreciate the level of play here because TVZ is a pretty tricky matchup on both sides. And even though they've been making small mistakes, I haven't seen like any huge glaring mistakes. So these guys are both still pretty decent, I would say. And in the meantime, we got the base, by the way, going up here for our Terran player. And yeah, as you said, this Hive is going to finish roughly the same time as Lurker Research, which is definitely early for, you know, non-Jaedong players or whatever. Not like Zergs doing weird, super high-level Zergs doing their own crazy things.
But hey, look at that.
Oh my god, there's two queens! What? There's two queens at the temples! At the Terran temples! Why? Did he make... He ensnared! He got ensnared! Oh my god, he researched ensnare and he got queens! Are you kidding me? No way.
I am really trying to understand how the hell did he actually think about this and pull it off, and I just can't. How risky is it to at this point make queens?
Oh my god, yeah, he's down 0-1 in the series. He's just like, I'm gonna man mode it. Oh, I think we have a rally point error here. There's a whole bunch of units just at these temples.
Yeah, and you can see actually there's a ton of Zerglings made by... Actually, there's like 31 Zerglings right now, so...
By the way, I want to point out these Zerglings running around in the back here. This is a pathing / rally point problem. When this hatchery at the back is rallied like too close to the temples, the units get stuck in the back. This is one of the really annoying things about the map. That's why a lot of players will just kill their own temples once it gets to mid-late game. Hold that thought though, I'm sorry, there was a big engagement in the map. It looks like the Terran army got cleaned up with an ensnare.
I think at this point, Deus is probably starting to hate something in his life, because if you lost 2 sets of units to ensnare, you're not going to be happy.
No, you are not. Although he did save the siege tank with 2 HP at least. So they're going to count as lucky stars for that one. But yeah, I mean, I think there was a big ensnare on a group of Marines here, and they couldn't run away, so they just had to stand and fight and got stuck.
I mean, the main problem with something like this is when it happens once, you're like, oh, okay. When it happens twice, you're starting to think that this is not going to work. And you can be playing too cautious. So I wonder if that's what Deus is actually going to be doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of tricky. He's now basically stuck in his base. It's almost the reverse from last game where he had complete map control at this point. You know, since he didn't have the early advantage, even though he went for the double barracks, maybe that actually hurt him more than I thought. Meanwhile, we have Ultra's Cavern, the Filer Mount on the way. Zerg is very comfortable now on his 3 gas. He could even potentially get some lurkers here to break this back. It looks like there's a turret just to spot for this, and the Queen's going to just chill. Looks like they're just grouped with the Mutalisks. Gonna troll him a little bit. Oh wow, the turret actually finishes.
I mean, to be fair, in the last game, Zerg was down to 6 drones. So, in the early stages of the game, after taking a lot of damage. So, yeah. I can see why this is going the other way around.
Irradiate. You gotta split it, man. You're gonna kill your queen.
Okay.
Hey. And another base.
Sail, were you as worried as I was that what was going to die because of that irradiate was not a Mutalisk, but a queen?
I clicked. I didn't know what unit was irradiated at first. I was so scared he irradiated one of the queens. And I clicked it. I'm like, oh, thank God, it's just a Mutalisk.
But when it was flying like back and it was already irradiated,
yeah.
This queen don't die.
It looked like the queen had more HP than the Mutas. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna die, but I'm really hoping it doesn't. He has energy for like more ensnares now as well. He's got 150 energy per queen. I can't remember. Is ensnare 75 or 100?
75. But I wonder if snare. I was wondering if he's gonna start going for actually Broodlings.
Oh, he might. But he's got the cows on the field. 3 armor Ultralisks.
Oh, 4 actually.
4 armor. Now finished on these Ultras and the Cracklings coming out. The Marines couldn't even move because of the ensnare. And this, I gotta say, is better than Crazy Zerg. It's like the Queen ensnare into something. Did he even make a single lurker this game? Because he researched lurker tech, but I haven't seen a lurker.
Made a few.
Alright.
But yeah, he just made enough, I think, to actually... Oh, he's killing temples with Zerglings.
Wait. Does Plague work on neutral buildings? It doesn't, right?
Yeah. It does.
It does? Okay.
It basically, well, it works on you as well if you're the one casting it. So,
For some reason, I was under the impression that the temples couldn't be plagued, because that would be a really effective way to bring them down. But anyway,
it's not plague. Do you really want to go for the temple?
hey man, it'd be cool, all right.
Yeah, it would be. Okay, okay.
Yeah, think of the coolness factor. It's very important. Anyway, Ultra Ling busting into the natural here. Slayer really pulling it out, just dominating this game.
Yeah, Ultras are taking pretty much no damage, so even the vessels are out, and maybe he has a capability of irradiating that. That's gonna be too late.
Oh, Infest! Infest!
Yes.
Get it!
Yes. Do it!
Oh, come on! No!
God damn it!
Oh god, DQ.
I mean, if I was Deus and that was happening, I would actually pick my own SCVs and kill my own turret just to allow the infestation.
Dude, if I was a referee for this tournament, I would have disqualified both these players for not infesting my command center. Alright, GG!
Protoss, and you want them to go out. That's not fair.
Alright, you got me, man. You got me. That'd be genius level plan though.
Yeah, that's true. That's
all right. Now my question is, what are the chances that Deus goes for an 8 racks in game 3? Right. He's done it 2 games so far.
Wait. The map was
Heartbreak Ridge. It's Heartbreak Ridge.
Yeah, you know when you said the name, I for a second thought, oh, that's gonna be funny.
This is genius. Oh my god, this was Tupacalypse's plan all along. Guys, Tupacalypse picked these maps, alright? This was his plan. He's actually a genius. I can't believe it. He knew what was gonna happen.
Okay. No, I gotta say, do you remember there was actually a thread in Team Liquid where it was, I think, Morrow who did, he just played on Heartbreak Ridge to get like easy kills, and there was like this one replay when somebody said, "Do you want to replay again?" And the guy wrote in the chat, "No, this doesn't work twice."
Yeah.
It's Heartbreak Ridge. So I was like, okay, this is a map I definitely want to learn how to play.
Wait,
because it seems.
Was it Louder or Nyokin? It was an EG player, wasn't it?
Ah, damn, I can't remember. I mean, definitely somebody can figure that out and like link it on chat. It would definitely be relatively easy to find, but
yeah,
it was one of the things I was saying. Wow, that's actually quite abusable.
It's amazing. I don't care what it is. It's hilarious. All right, looks like I've got game number 3. Let me host it up. All right, I'm just looking at the chat here to see if someone can remind me who the Terran or the Zerg player was. Wait, Nyokin was Terran, right? So it must have been Louder. I don't remember what race Louder was though.
Yeah. Really, no, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. And it was like a funny thing, but it disappeared in a second because it was just, you know, a little bit of fun. But.
Anyway, game number 3, Heartbreak Ridge. Let's get things moving along. Are you ready, Cat's Paw?
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go.